Good morning, everybody. This is Scott in a Shot coming live from Gridley, California. Before I take my shower, I'm drinking my coffee, and I wanted to say something here a little bit about politics. You know, it's really hard for me to come to terms with the Democratic Party because what they've been doing for the last 8 years is really I find it to be very shameful. This is what they've been trying to do, people. They have all these fancy words. Either you're a homophobic, a xenophobic, you're a racist. Well, they all mean the same thing, basically. If I don't believe in homosexuality because I'm a heterosexual, I don't. I mean, that means I hate the people. That means I'm basically a racist against them, which I'm not. I just don't believe in guys and girls bedding down together. That's not a bad thing. I don't wish harm on them. I don't want nothing bad to happen to them. I just don't want to hear about it. Just like I don't go around talking about my sexual stuff or displaying it out in public. Xenophobia, is the hatred of foreigners, strangers, which is basically saying that I'm a racist. It's also, because I'm not against foreigners or strangers unless they come over our country illegally. If you're a foreigner trying to come over here, regardless of what color or what nation you come for, and if you come over here and you take illegal steps to become an American citizen, I'm all for it. Yes, this is a country that was founded on immigrants, but legal immigrants, legal immigration. Okay, on that, and just because I don't believe in Black Lives Matter, that doesn't mean I'm a racist. That means I have my own opinion. On all these things, I have my own opinion. And what the Democrats have been trying to do is take away not just your free speech, they're trying to make you change your way of thinking. They don't even want you to have free thought. They don't even want you thinking to yourself I don't like homosexuals, or I don't like illegal immigration, or I don't like black people who get on and say racist every time anybody says anything that's against their policies. That's all I'm saying. I mean, so it's hard to come to the center with these Democrats when for so long they've been pushing all these ideologies on us. I mean, all this weird stuff like talking to your kids in school about their sex. How does that? I mean, that's nobody's right to go talk to your kids about sex. I was always raised all the way through the 60s, 70s, and 80s that was child molestation. But once if you let a stranger start or a teacher start talking to your kids about sex, especially in school, what's next? Are they going to start touching your kid? I mean, if that's okay, which that was before that was never okay, but now it's okay. So I mean, in a Democrat's eyes, is touching your kid okay? I mean, the way they act like it probably would be. I mean, and but that's what I'm trying to say, people. For years now, they've been pointing the finger at everybody and shaming them with their woke and their woke ideology it's not nothing new. They're woke for what? Well, what did they wake up from? Why are you woke now? You're woke because somebody's a transgender. You're woke because illegals are jumping the border. Well, how are you woke? I don't even understand that terminology. What does that even mean? You're woke. I mean, I look at it as I've been woke since the day I was born. I mean, I think for myself. I have common sense. That's being woke. Just having common sense. You see things for what they really are, and you're able to talk about things with somebody of a different opinion without calling them or thinking that there's something bad. A racist is somebody who you see in the street with a KKK hat on, or somebody like Al Sharpton. Al Green going up there and always everything's racist. That's a racist. Or I mean, or somebody who's wearing the outfit like a KKK member. That's racist. But me not agreeing with your policies does not make me a racist. Me not agreeing with this other policy does not make me xenophobic. And you're not going to change. You're not going to take away. More important than even free speech is your free expression of thought. I mean, they want to take away the way you think in your head. That's what they've been trying to do in schools with our kids, people. That's why they're not learning nothing in school except how to hate each other. I mean, that's why they're teaching CRT in school, to hate each other. They're trying to amplify everything that we've been trying to de-amplify for so many centuries now, since the beginning of time, really. That all people are equal, and we all have our own mind and our own way of thinking. And it doesn't have to be the right way of thinking. I mean, it's your way of thinking, but just don't try to push your way of thinking onto me. And if you don't, and if I have an opposing opinion, think that I'm one of these bad words. These bad words are not meant to be thrown out every single time that that somebody disagrees with you. I mean, if you're somebody that's saying a bunch of stupid shit on TV or out in public, and it's divisive rhetoric. I mean, real divisive rhetoric, not just to have two people having a conversation. It's divisive. I'm going to call you out on it, whether you're black, white, Mexican, Asian. But that doesn't make me a racist. That doesn't make me a hater. I just got a different opinion on it. And everybody has different opinions on it, depending on the neighborhood you're raised in, depending on the nationality of your parents, depending on where they come from, and they try to instill it onto their kids. But all kids will find their way with their own brain sooner or later if they're not trained in school to just hate dissent. Dissent means is an opinion. I mean, we have to have our own opinions, people. And when the Democrats, their day has come. That's all they want to do is you see everything that Donald Trump's doing, they just disagree with. And because they disagree with it, they're saying that they hate you for it. They're saying that you're this, you're that, you're this, you're Mussolini, you're Hitler, you're all these things. They just can't come to terms with you having your own opinion. And then if you say it, then you're racist or xenophobic or you're misogynistic or whatever, all these different words they have, which all means that they don't want to hear what you got to say. They don't care that, and if you think that you're one of these things, you're one of these bad names they call everybody. I mean, that's why I'm having a hard time with the Democratic Party, people. The main reason why is they're trying to take away our free expression all the way around. Our free expression of speech. They're trying to take away our free thought. I mean, that's what they're trying to instill into these new kids nowadays. That's what I see into these young kids. That's why they're not teaching them math, reading, and all that in school. I mean, they're not. I mean, kids are getting participation trophies that are graduating. They shouldn't even be graduating. Why don't they hold kids back anymore? I mean, they think it's compassionate. Oh, he tried real hard. Well, he didn't try hard enough. Kids should not be graduating high school until they can do basic math and reading and know at least a little bit about our history. You got to know civics. You got to know a little science. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, they just have to have the guidance from their parents. A lot of it's their parents' fault. So if the parents are on board in a kid's life, I mean, there's always going to be problems in a kid's life. You know, with my own kids, my wife was real soft on them growing up. You know, like I mean, you know, we didn't have them all the time because my wife's divorced. I have three beautiful stepchildren that've been my stepkids since they were little kids. It kept me from having my own kids, but I don't care because I love my kids. So they came from it's basically a broken family. But I mean, so there's a lot of reasons why kids, have problems when they get older, and some of it's the parents' fault, and a lot of it's their own fault. But I mean, but this indoctrination of children in our schools is crazy. I mean, nobody should be talking to our children about on a daily basis, but saying that's racist, that's xenophobic. I never heard of those words in high school, or grade school, or junior high. I mean, so they're throwing all these big fancy words at kids, and then when if they're not saying what these teachers want to hear, then they say, I think you need to see a therapist. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're not even giving them time to figure it out on their own. I mean, a therapist is not going to help them at all. And I guarantee you, if they're sending a kid to a therapist in school, they're pointing the finger at the parents. That's exactly what it means. The parents are doing something wrong. Well, as many of these kids as they're sending to therapists anymore for every little thing. I mean, they had a fight with their boyfriend, or their mother caught them sneaking out of the house, or their parents are bad. My granddaughter just got caught sneaking out of the house. She's 13 years old. She's a beautiful young lady. And yeah, that's upsetting. And so she went to school, but when my daughter found out about it, she grounded her, took her phone away. So she went to school and started crying to a counselor, and that counselor's trying to put her in some kind of therapy shit. And once my daughter's taking her out of that school and put her in another school. And I agree with that 100%. I mean, kids don't get to be adults, people. They don't get to vote. They should never get to be able to vote until they're 18. That's what the Democrats want. They want our kids to even vote. Before they even know if they're a boy or if they want to be a boy or a girl, they want them to vote on issues of national security. I mean, come on, they're children. I mean, I didn't grow up until I was at least 30 years old, honestly, people. I mean, not when it comes to voting for politics and all that. I wasn't one of those kids that went to higher education. I'm a carpenter. I do a lot of things. But I'm a carpenter, and but I mean, I wasn't really into politics and national security and all that really till I was a little older. You know what I mean? So we definitely don't want these. We don't want these teachers telling our kids that they should be able to vote. You have the right to vote. You're a citizen. You're illegal since you're here. You have the right to vote. I mean, but my whole point is they're just trying to take away our free speech, our free train of thought. I mean, that's what they want for these kids, and that's why they started in schools, because they know that they know they're not going to change the thought process of a lot of older people. But it's easily to manipulate a child, especially when they're starting at such a young age, like this transgender thing, pushing it on kids when they're in fourth and fifth grade. I mean, what are you guys talking about? Man, I wasn't even playing with myself by that age. I mean, I didn't start that till like I was in sixth, seventh grade. So I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, they're trying to turn our kids mentally into something different. They're trying to change their way of thought. So when you're sitting there teaching your kids your stuff at the house, let's say they're in second, third, and fourth grade, when they get to school, the school is saying that if a kid complains about something you're trying to teach them, that you don't have the right to do that. So you don't tell your parents, but you talk to me about it. What is wrong with that? Everything's wrong with that. Everything is wrong with that. I mean, so we need to stop it, people. We need to stop the insanity. The insanity is on the left side of the aisle. Right now it is. I mean, it's been there for a long time. I mean, that's why they're so mad about Doge coming in and looking at the books and all that, because they got all this crazy money going out for crazy sexual, crazy stuff for kids and even adults in other countries. I mean, which that's none of our business. I don't give three shits about a. You know what? I harp on homosexuals a lot. You know why? Because they stepped out of their bounds. I don't ever hear heterosexual stuff all the time on TV, and I don't want to hear homosexual stuff on TV. I don't want to see it integrated into kids' movies. I don't want to see these kind of books being on the shelves of the libraries in these grade schools and these junior highs or the high schools. I mean, my God, let a kid go find his dad's Playboy magazines hidden in his room instead of just having them on the shelves of these school books, basically. I mean, I'm just saying, some of these books that I've seen them pulling off the shelves in these schools, they finally catch them. It's like, wow. I mean, so sexually explicit that you're just like, what the? How is that in a grade school? It's like them wanting to put condom machines in preschools and grade schools. I mean, what? I mean, they're trying to interject sex into our kids at a way younger age than they would naturally find it. And I find that offensive. I mean, more than you could ever know. Makes me want to baby powder, smack some teacher in their face. I said I never understood how a teacher can run around wondering what a kid's sexual preferences are. Isn't that weird? That means that teacher should be fired. That means you're a weirdo and you should not be teaching children. If you're sitting there looking at a bunch of grade schoolers thinking that, wow, I wonder if they're comfortable in being a boy, or are they comfortable being a girl when they are a boy and a girl? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like, it's almost like the Democratic Party just wants to take all of our kids from us. You have the kid, you turn them over. You know what I'm saying? They take him from birth and they go raise him. I mean, I don't want that'll be a sad day, huh? Let this government run it, teach our kids without and also be the parents. I mean, wow, we're seeing where that's getting us. It's not doing well. We got these protests in colleges for the Palestinians. I mean, with the Palestinian kids that are here and Palestinian lovers. I mean, the Palestinians are our enemy. Plain and simple, people. Now, there might be some Palestinian people living here, but they were raised to hate us. Their whole lives, they were raised to hate us. So it makes you wonder why they're even here when they hate America. Why are they here? I guarantee you, they were raised to hate us. So why are they here? Why are we allowing this kind of crazy stuff to come into our shores and to intermix these people with our society and to start, fucking with people's heads? You know what I'm saying? People that are weak-minded, can't think for themselves. Unless a Democratic pundit says it on TV, or a Democratic senator or congressman says it on TV, they just don't. They think you're lying. Schumer didn't say that. I mean, you know what I mean? Or Pelosi didn't say that. I mean, but when you mix in these people into our schools, people, that's how they're really going to end up winning in time, because they're starting to mess with our kids at a very, very little age. I mean, they don't want you to have the power to raise your kids no more. That's why they took away your ability to discipline them, to spank them. I mean, in most cases. I mean, when I was growing up, me and my brother were hardcore little boys from LA, man, from Los Angeles. I mean, we didn't listen a lot, so we got smacked a lot. And not once did I ever think that was child abuse. You know, my mom's not playing around. She's tired of telling us 10 times to do something, and it's just basically telling her without saying it, just like, whatever. I mean, so she smacked the shit out of us. I mean, and then we did it. And if we cried too hard, she'd say, "Do you really want something to cry about?" We'd be like, "No, I'm good." Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, child abuse is I mean, it's like this racist word. They throw it out there so easily anymore. Now I know there's people out there that are that are abused as kids, but it's not systemic. And when they make everything the Democrats Party stands for is about making everything systemic. Child abuse is systemic. Racism is systemic. It's all running the country. The hatred of foreigners is systemic. That's how they're trying to change this country by throwing out this narrative all the time that we're just a bunch of bad people. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're white, you're just a bad person. I mean, this is a real bad country here. There's so many. I'm not rich. I see lots of black people that are rich on TV all the time. I see lots of rich people of all different nationalities that are American citizens. I mean, and I'm not rich. Do I hate them for it? Hell no. They worked hard. They came to America just like my family came from Israel and Germany back in the day. I mean, from Ireland and Germany, and they settled in and they took care of business. Most of my family are all wealthy, and they've all worked hard. All my aunt and uncles, my father, they all done well. But they all worked hard. They came here to become an American, and that's all I care about. I don't care. I mean, this I am not a racist. If I don't agree with somebody of a different color than me, that doesn't mean I hate them. I hate their race. I'm a racist. If I call them out for being stupid and talking this racist stuff, I mean, I don't want to be the only one in the room be called a racist because I have a dissenting opinion about something that somebody spewing out their mouth at some stupid shit. But that's what they want to take away, people. They want to take away our free speech. They want to take away our free thought, and they're trying to change the thought pattern of these kids when they're in school. I mean, they're trying to make everything systemic in their mind. You're systemic this, you're systemic that. I mean, which all means bad. You're bad. You're bad. You're bad. Just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean that you don't agree with other things that person might agree with. I mean, it might say, but I mean, so we need to really watch our schools, people. Getting rid of that education department, I think it's very necessary. But then we have to watch the states, and the people in those states need to watch what's going on in their states because obviously the education department of the federal government, is failed. These kids are not. I mean, we're the number 40 out of 40 that they monitor around the world for how good kids are doing. We're number 40, and we pay way more money than these other countries do for kids' education, and we're ranked 40 now. Wow, something's going wrong. But I bet if you tested them on racism and xenophobia and all that, they'd probably ace it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all they're teaching in school now. I mean, they're ignoring the regular things that they used to teach in school and promoting the social issues that are of the day, of the time, of the minute onto our kids. That's what they're doing. And in time, it'll take away all the love between you and your kids because your kids won't trust you because the teachers are telling them not to trust their parents. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what's going on. They're telling the kids you don't have to listen to your parents. They're wrong. I mean, what kind of society are we going to have if all of our kids think the parents have all these notorious or the end game for the parents for the kids is bad. That's basically what they're teaching them. And your parents, what they're trying to teach you is bad, and they're going to mess your life up. But you can do this, little kid, if you want. That's what they're doing in school, people. That's what's really going on. It's like over in Canada where the teacher's walking around a man dressed like a woman, and he's got these big old huge blown up balloon titties. I mean, what kind of moron school district would allow a man teacher to come to school dressed like a disgusting? I guess it's a comic character from some kind of comic thing. I mean, what kind of school would allow that? I mean, he's probably going to the bathroom jerking off because he's getting his little fucking weirdness going on with his kids in his little outfit. I mean, I don't even get that shit, people. That guy ought to be fucking chased out of town, chased out of the country, and put in a hole somewhere. I don't mean killed. I mean just throw him in a hole, let him get out on his own. Tell him to stay there until he grows up. Stop wrongfully influencing our children in a sexual manner. That's what that is. He's trying to put his sexuality onto our kids, onto the kids of Canada, that teacher over there in Canada. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. That's some crazy stuff. I mean, but anyway, this Scott in a Shot just had a couple thoughts this morning I want to talk about, but we need to keep an eye on our schools, people, because they're taking away our kids' free expression of thought and speech, and turning them against against the parents. I mean, telling them they don't have the right to tell them that they can't sneak out of the house, or they don't have the right to tell them that if you're a 10-year-old boy, you can't go to school in a dress. I mean, stop it. Stop it. Anyway, this is Scott in the Shot. Happy Sunday, guys. Have a good day.